Caitlin Clark fans clearly no showing the Indiana Fever versus the Las Vegas Aces. It was smack dab empty. It will cost you more to get a small fry with no burger and no drink than it would have cost to sit in the 100 section in the lower bowl. This is crazy. The Las Vegas Aces got absolutely smacked by the Indiana Fever as Caitlin Clark fans no show and boycott the game. Welcome to
The fans have spoken loudly, clearly, and in the most direct language available to any consumer in a commercial marketplace. They stayed home. The Indiana Fever defeated the Las Vegas Aces by a score of 84-68 last night, and the arena told a story that the final score cannot fully capture. The seats were empty. Visibly, extensively, unmistakably empty. Sections that would have been filled to capacity with traveling Clark fans on any given road game night sat open across the lower bowl and throughout the upper portions of the arena. The kind of attendance that characterized Indiana road games throughout the Clark era, the traveling fan base that made opposing arenas feel like partial home games for the Fever, did not materialize. They did not show up. They made a collective and organized decision to withhold their presence, their ticket purchases, their concession spending, and their energy from a product that they have concluded is not currently worth their investment without Caitlin Clark on the floor. This is the boycott made visible. And every organization
into that. Look at this. Damn. Damn. The fans officially you can look at how empty it is in here. Just look at how empty it is in here, man. The fans officially no-showed. They officially no-showed this game. They no-showed this game, you guys. They wanted nothing to do with this. You can see all of these empty seats. Just damn. Just damn. I'm gonna get into this one too. Take a look at this. You look at all these empty seats just right here. It's empty seats. Look, I'm gonna zoom in for you guys. It is empty seats everywhere, guys. Everywhere. Bad. Real bad. Hold on. Let me get that sound out of there. I don't want to. Look at this. Look at how empty it is in here, man. All these seats is open. You got some fans down there, but it's just seats everywhere, man. The fans officially no-showed. They no-showed. Look at this. All these empty seats. Just seats everywhere. Seats everywhere. All these joints. Come on, man. The fans have officially spoke. Oh, Caitlin Clark, Indiana Fever fans travel on the road. Now, it was still fans there that got some autographs from Caitlin and all of that. She's always going to have some fans show up. Sophie and them, Raven, they always signing autographs and stuff. But for the most part, it was a no-show. It was a no-show, man. The fans spoke. They're not rocking with this. They're not rocking with what the Indiana trade Caitlin Clark. Y'all want to play a different style than what she does. Just do the Kelsey Aaliyah thing and let Caitlin go do her thing in LA, man. Like let her go somewhere else, bro. Like, that's just how I feel. But in terms of the game, the Indiana Fever smacked the Las Vegas Aces 84-68, led by Kelsey Mitchell, who had 27 points and 3 assists. She did not shoot it great, shot just 33% from the floor or something like that. Didn't shoot it great, 7 of 18, 3 of 9 from the three-point line, but 10 of 12 from the free throw line. The girl was getting to the free throw line at will, and that catapulted her to getting 27 points, her third straight game of 25 points or more.
Kelsey Mitchell led Indiana with 27 points, that number, and the Aces with her. Kennedy Carter, who had been averaging 20 points per game off the bench, produced 0 points on 2 shot attempts. She did not engage offensively in any meaningful way, and the contrast between that performance and her recent scoring averages is jarring enough to demand explanation. Jordy Canada shot 3 of 9. Chelsea Gray was 2 of 11 from the field and looked physically limited in her movement. Jackie Young was the most functional offensive contributor for Las Vegas, but could not compensate for the collective dysfunction around her. The Aces without Wilson looked like a team that has not yet solved its identity questions in their star player's absence. Indiana won this game. That is real and it counts in the standings. But the circumstances surrounding the victory, specifically the condition of the opposing roster, carry the same caveat that has accompanied Indiana's recent wins. The Aces without A'ja Wilson are not the Aces, just as the Sparks without Kelsey Plum and Cameron Brink were not the Sparks. Indiana has now won consecutive games against depleted rosters, while their own most important player has been unavailable. That is a specific and limited sample that cannot support broad conclusions about what this team is capable of against fully healthy and competitive opposition. And here is where the most significant and uncomfortable dimension of this entire situation comes into sharpest focus. There is a narrative forming in and around the media coverage of this team that Indiana performed better without Caitlin Clark, that Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston are the real foundation of this franchise, that the offense flows differently without Clark in the lineup. You are going to hear this argument made loudly and repeatedly in the coming days, and you need to understand it for exactly what it is before it takes root. Indiana defeated a shorthanded Sparks team. Indiana defeated a shorthanded Aces team. Both opponents were operating without signature players who fundamentally alter their competitive identity when healthy. Drawing conclusions about what Indiana can accomplish against genuinely complete rosters from these two results is analytically irresponsible. It is the sports equivalent of citing a study with a sample size of 2 while ignoring every confounding variable that makes the data unreliable. What is not analytically irresponsible, and what actually demands serious engagement, is the question of what the Indiana Fever are being built to be. Because the observable evidence of this entire season, from the roster construction decisions, to the playing time allocations, to the offensive system being deployed, to the coaching philosophy being expressed in public statements, points toward a conclusion that is deeply uncomfortable for anyone who wants this franchise to maximize what it has in Caitlin Clark. This team appears to have been constructed to function without her. The Kelsey Mitchell isolation offense, the Ty Harris minutes, the reluctance to fully commit to the pace and space system that Clark's game demands and enables, the absence of a genuine stretch four who would complement Clark's playmaking, the deployment patterns that have generated so much public concern throughout this season. All of it, viewed together and honestly, suggests an organizational and coaching philosophy that is not built around the player who transformed this franchise's commercial identity and competitive ceiling. If that assessment is accurate and the evidence available supports it more than it refutes it, then the most logical and honest conclusion is that the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark are not well suited for each other in their current configuration. That the coaching staff and the front office have a vision for this team that does not center Clark, and that continuing to force the combination is damaging to Clark, to the fan base that showed up for her, and ultimately to the franchise's long-term commercial interests. The ESPN commentary surrounding this game added another layer of concern. Voices at that platform have been discussing the Fever in ways that treat Clark as one contributor among several, rather than as the foundational commercial and competitive reality of this franchise. The framing that characterizes Indiana's success as dependent on the Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston combination, rather than on building the optimal environment around Clark, reflects a perspective that is convenient for institutional narratives, but inconsistent with the observable commercial evidence of what this league looks like when Clark plays versus when she does not. The attendances tell the truth. The ratings data tells the truth. The traveling fan base that fills arenas across this league when Clark is in the lineup and that visibly did not fill Las Vegas last night tells the truth. No commentary reframe changes those numbers. What Indiana needs, what the fan base that showed up for Clark deserves, and what the commercial interests of this league demand is organizational clarity and courage. The coaching staff either needs to fully commit to building the team around Clark and create the environment that maximizes her impact, or it needs to acknowledge honestly that this is not the vision it is pursuing and allow Clark to find an organization whose vision aligns with what she brings and what she needs. The current middle ground, where Clark is nominally the centerpiece of the franchise, but the actual operational decisions consistently reflect a different set of priorities, serves nobody well. It does not serve Clark, whose professional environment has generated sustained public concern. It does not serve the fan base, who traveled across the country to support a product that is not delivering what they came to see. It does not serve the franchise's commercial interests, as empty seats in Las Vegas demonstrated in the most unambiguous possible terms last night. And it does not serve the league, which needs the commercial momentum Clark generates to be protected and maximized, rather than treated as secondary to internal coaching preferences. Indiana handled business on the court last night. The final score is real. The win counts. Kelsey Mitchell's 27 points are in the record books. Aaliyah Boston's dominant second half is documented. These things happened, and they deserve acknowledgement. The organization needs to respond to it accordingly.